Yo, y'all already know who it is, man. It's your boy Jay Mazor.
It's your boy Hollywood Rocc in the building.
And right now, y'all tuned in to Serial Killaz podcast. And we got a amazing guest today, Christian hip-hop artist extraordinaire, OD.
OD.
The Major.
Oh, praise God, praise God.
Praise God for real, man. Yeah. We here, we breathing, man.
What's going on with you, OD?
Good, man. Just chilling, diving in the word, trying to get closer to the source, you know.
Man, that's what's up, man. How did you get into music? Did you do music? What?
Yeah, so I'm a Christian artist, but not too long ago I was a secular artist. So, how I got into music, my older brother, he rap. So I always seen it since a child. I always loved music. My whole family got an amazing choir. My mama in the choir and stuff. So I grew up around music in the church and stuff.
That's what's up.
Oh, that's what's up. So, what made you get into the Christian rap? And did you have
Was you on the street stuff first before you got into the Christian rap?
Did you was walking down the hallway and you bumped your knee and you was like, oh, I gotta change my life.
Nah,
so I'm like, what kind of moments you had?
So I'm 23 now. How old was I? Back when I was 14. My brother and my cousin, they had started a little Christian rap group called Last Days Entertainment.
Man, don't say love, man. So they started a Christian rap group.
Oh, my fault.
You're
right.
Yeah, can't do cuz, man. Can't do cuz them like that.
They had to start the Christian rap group, Last Days Entertainment. So one day my brother came in the room. It was me and my little cousin in there. He was like, hey, whichever one of y'all write the hardest verse, I'll let y'all get on this song. So went in there, wrote the verse. Ever since then, I had enjoyed the group with them. So I was part of the Last Days Entertainment doing Christian rap. I was 14. So I think I did that from 14 to 16, I think.
Okay.
And then, I started growing up, going to college, doing all types of crazy stuff.
Yeah, so you have veered off for a little bit.
Yeah. And then
that's normal. We human.
I was 19. I started back making music, but it was secular music. But, I ain't never really, like I said, I grew up in the church and stuff, family real religious. So I wasn't never really in the streets and that. So in my music, I just talked about stuff like my emotions and stuff like that. You feel me? Like that ride wave type of music.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, because man, when you was doing secular music,
mm-hmm.
man, you had some bangers, man. So that's why I was like, that's that. But the song that I heard, that's dope too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about that.
What you want to know?
How did you come up with the song? Or did it take you a long time to like say for instance, how could I say this? Did it take 4 or 5 songs and you was like, oh, that's trash. Oh, that's trash. And then you was like, oh, this right, this perfect right here.
For the Christian song?
Yeah, for the Christian.
Nah, that was my first one.
First one back. Right out the box?
That was my first one back.
Man,
I was riding down the road one day and I just got that first little line there. Let me tell you about the King of Kings. I got that.
Tell you about the Lord.
I just started flowing off of that. I think it took me a day or two to write it. Just a day or two. And it usually don't take me that long, but I was just getting back.
I was going to say, what took you so long?
When I was making secular music, dog, it'll take me sometimes 3 days to write a song, bro. If I actually write it, then I go in the studio and just punch in. I can do that. But if I actually write it, bro, it'll take me 3 days to write a song.
Okay, but what we can... how you can tell the difference between the secular music and Christian rap?
Is it bringing you closer to God? That's the question you got to ask when you're listening to it. Is it bringing you closer to God? Is it preaching the message, telling about God's promises?
Okay, that's good. Because I was thinking, say for instance, say you doing everything for the Lord, you living right. Mm-hmm. Say you're a Christian artist, right? Mm-hmm. And you married, so you're doing everything that by law, by the book. Can you make a song "Twerk for the Lord" or something like that? You understand? Let me explain. That's your wife. That's your wife.
Be for real, man. Be for real, man.
Yo.
No, do you understand what
sound.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Hit it
Hold on, let me play. Hold on, let me
One more time. Yo,
Hey, let me explain.
you said twerk for the Lord?
No, not twerk for the Lord. I'm saying like,
can you make twerk music while being in
music
that?
for your wife that you're married to? That's not, you know.
So
what I'm saying?
it'll only be
Not,
for her ears and his.
or it could be for
people.
or it could be for married people.
What's the point?
You get what I mean? You get what I'm trying to say? Like,
So
I'm
like
saying,
a clean twerk music where
yeah,
it's not.
like you get understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Nah,
It still promotes sex though.
Yeah, about to
But
say,
with your wife.
it's
I see what you're trying to
You
go
see,
with
you
it.
get what I'm saying?
But
like,
it's kind of
like not
that's a
you're not.
double-edged sword.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
was about to
saying.
say
Like
that's like leading people to be promiscuous, bro.
That right there.
you think so? If you talk, if your
when
lyrics,
you talking,
no, I'm
what's
saying
he
you
doing?
in the lyrics you're saying everything like
Clean.
wife. Like I'm saying, I ain't saying like you say, oh bounce it on the pole, and I'm not talking about it like that. I'm saying like you making a good, clean, fun, like something that you could play at a Christian barbecue or something that they gonna get on the floor and dance to, but not think of like fornication wise. Thinking of like marriage. You understand what I'm saying?
When you say
so
twerk,
I know this question is kind of different in left
you
field,
said
so it's
twerk.
confusing to everybody. I know it is.
I'm about to say when you
but-
say that, you gotta say just like something that you could dance to, bro. Don't say twerk.
When you
Yeah,
say
when I
twerk,
said
it
twerk
kinda-
for Lord, my bad.
That's what threw it way over there, man.
That's my bad. I said it wrong. Okay,
Right.
all right,
There you
y'all
go.
got me with that. But now, do you understand? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. You can
Okay.
definitely make some music.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to say, Jay. Like you
Right.
tried to instigate the
Oh
situation.
no, far
For
from
your
incident.
wife.
I just had to make sure.
Yeah,
and
like-
they said for the wife, and I was
Yeah,
like, okay.
I'm like the lyrics. Because the reason why I say that is when you saying the secular music, and you was like, do it bring you closer to God? So I was saying, okay, that music can bring you closer to God and can bring you closer to your wife. When you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So that's
yeah,
what I
yeah,
was
yeah.
trying. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, I came back good. Mhm.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll give you some of that
Yeah.
because you can still get closer to God without gyrating and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I'm like, some people don't want to go to parties. I'm quite sure.
Yeah, no,
So if it's a church picnic,
they're gonna some art
step in the name of love.
like that.
Step in the name
You
of
see
love.
how that vibe is?
Okay,
They just
but
kind of
step
like
in the name of love would that be played?
I would like if you
Okay,
if you
I think
remix
Step in-
it
I
like
think-
lyric wise
but
and you
Step-
make it like
But I don't think he say nothing crazy in Step in the Love, do we?
no, he didn't. It's certain little parts, but it's like it's not too extra like that. Like how we know he can do it.
So what about the cha-cha slide?
Hey, my family played it all day.
I think that's a general thing.
Okay. I was just asking that question because I heard a song on the radio 2 weeks ago, and the beat was bang. I think it was Ty Tribbett, and it sounded like Zaytoven was on the track or something like. And it was like real like 2023, and I was listening to. I said, "Man, gospel music has changed." Yeah. And I was like,
Because who was leading it was that dude named Lecrae. He was the one that was leading the whole Christian rap thing. Like,
how you feel about Lecrae?
I love Lecrae. That was one of my that was one of the first Christian artists I got into. And I ain't gonna say he went all the way back to making secular music because I don't know for sure because I had to stop listening to him. But I remember he made a few songs with like some secular artists and stuff. So I think Lecrae was kind of like on the line. Don't quote me on that. No, I don't know. You know, don't cancel me.
Yeah, see, I always like try to be because I was raised in church too. My mama was a pastor. You know what I'm saying? So I know everything about that. Going to church I remember seeing my brother on church singing. He was singing for a famous choir in Chicago. And I thought we was on. I'm like, hey, it's my brother on TV. Yeah. And he's singing, got the choir robes on. I'm like, oh man.
I remember I used to do that.
You know what I'm saying? I remember I used to sing around. I used to make a program like every Christmas. I make a church program. I'd be at home. We sing church songs around. Me and my niece, we playing church, singing Christmas songs around the Christmas tree and start shouting and all that. And like, you know what I'm saying? So I came, you know what I'm saying? I came up in that world and that too, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like once it's in us, it's always
bro.
You know what I'm saying? It's only a matter of time that we get back to it.
Really,
because like you said, sometimes, man, you get
you veer off, you know,
because
because real life, like society, are kind of, you know, it got some trial and tribulation. You fall off a little bit, but as long as you get back on the horse, you know what I'm saying, you find your way back.
On the horse.
like it's a figure of speech.
I'm just checking.
Right? You get back on the horse and get back to you know what I'm saying? God.
I'm just trying to see
Yo,
what it is.
I don't know where that was gonna go to,
You
but
know
like
what I'm
that's a figure of speech. But you know, you find yourself back to building that relationship. You get what I'm saying? Then you know you good from there, man.
Yeah, I was telling somebody that the other day. I was like right now, particularly, it's like God calling all His people back to Him, and that's what I was just telling somebody that yesterday. Matter of fact, they was asking me. They were like, what made you just give your life to God instead of?
Was it a life experience that occurred? Because usually it's always something that happened in their life that makes them like, oh man, you know, this is what I'm gonna do. It's not like me personally, just from personal experience and people who I grew up looking at. It was never like, yeah, I just want to give my life to God. It was either something bad happened to them, a family member, or they got on some crazy drug.
And they had no choice.
And they had no choice. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, did something occur? Or it's just like genuinely like, man, you know, I did my homework. I see, you know, I read up everything about it from the Bible and to speaking with the pastor and certain people and the deacon to know, you know how everything works. Like, is that what happened? Or did something tragic happen? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, so actually, like...
That's why I asked, did you bump your knee? And
Nah, actually, like, at the beginning of this year, like, a little bit at the end of the last year, I was doing a lot of stuff, you know, and I was worried about, like, you know, it failing a little bit. So I was praying to God a lot.
What you mean? What you mean, fella? What you mean? You said
just like not succeeding with the stuff that I was doing.
Okay.
So yeah, I just had a lot of stuff like back to back to back. So I was praying a lot, Lord, let this work out for me. Let this work out for me. Like I said, I grew up in the church, so it's always been a side of me. But
sometimes He'll show you some stuff that'll make you a believer.
When I was doing all that, I started praying a lot. So it was March or April, one of them. It was April, matter of fact. I got the feeling I need to fast. So, you know, I did my little fast. I was being obedient to the Holy Spirit. Did my little fast. Then one day, it was crazy. It was a Sunday. I had came home, and I came home, woke up on a Sunday. Something was like, oh, you should go to church, surprise your mama. Mama been telling me I need to come back to church. So I called her. I'm like, Mom, what you doing? She like, oh, I'm at work. I'm like, dang, I was finna come to church. I ain't tell her that, but I was thinking, I was like, dang, I was finna go, but she ain't even there. So something happened. Maybe 10, 15 minutes later, she called me back to ask me something. And I heard that she was in the car. I was like, hey, Mom, where you going? She like, oh, I left work. I'm finna go to church. So I was like, dang, that's crazy. So hung up with her, threw my clothes on, went to church. And then preacher was preaching. He started talking to me, telling me some stuff.
He had dress shoes on? I'm just saying, man.
I don't wear no dress shoes.
Okay.
But that was a detail you needed to know, right?
Yeah, you need to know that.
I want to know what type of church dude he was. Did he
Okay.
wear dress shoes or did he wear some Jordans on or something?
Okay.
Some Nikes or some Foles or something? Clarks. Okay. That's in between. That's nice. Interview shoes.
Those interview shoes.
Yeah.
Gotta have you button up on them.
Right. Yo, this was a while, bro. Yo, you couldn't even keep it straight and say what you said that. Yeah, dress shoes on.
Yeah, dress shoes.
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
Yo, this was a while, bro.
Yeah, now the preacher started talking to me and he was just telling me some stuff. And I'm like, all right, there ain't no way that you know this stuff. And
Like, he felt he was talking directly, even though amongst the congregation, it felt like he was talking directly to you.
oh no, he came.
Oh,
to
he
me.
came.
Yeah, he
okay.
came to me and said my name, talking to me like right here. So I'm like, dang. I was like, Lord, I know there ain't nobody but you.
Right.
It was just like, and I'm the type of person like I don't really display my emotions, so I'm not finna cry in there. So when he talking to me, I just went to crying, wiping my eyes. Mama handed me tissue. I trying to stop myself, just couldn't stop crying. So feeling the Holy Spirit right then. And then just after that day, I was just like, that ain't something I ever really want to lose again.
Right.
And God just been pulling me back closer to Him ever since.
Dope.
Man, do you have moments where you believe that God talked to you? Because I had a moment like that, like when my mama passed away, and I was thinking about moving to Georgia, And then I was like, man, I'm like, God, if it's meant for me to save the house and stay here in Chicago, show me signs that it's meant for me to stay. Mm-hmm. I said, but it's meant for me to start over, show me those signs. So one day, they broke into my car. Then they broke into my house twice, like one right before Christmas. So they didn't get nothing because I'm smart. You know what I'm saying? I'm ahead of it. One day I was just sleep and I just got up. I'm like, I feel like my house gonna get broken into.
That's crazy.
So I started walking around, looking around, but you know what I'm saying? The house was old school, so it ain't wasn't no flat screens, ain't nothing like that in there or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? So they wasn't finna run out with no flow model. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. But I was mad at the time, like you know what I'm saying? Like my guys, I'm like, man, we trying to find out who did. Like, man, I was mad at the time. But then I had to question. I had to think about it. Like, I asked for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I had that mom. Like I asked, and he gave me that.
He gave it. He gave it to you in a form you didn't want.
Yeah. Right. And after that, I was like, man, it was like, okay, it's time to go. And then after that, that's when I left.
Yeah, and like you said, it happened a couple times. The house got broken into, which you said twice. Mm-hmm. I got broken into, and that's the thing. Like you asked me, do I think God talked to you? I definitely think that, and that's the thing about God. When He talked to you, His voice gonna be small and it's gonna be still. God ain't gonna never get too loud. He gonna keep that
boy
same.
Been reading,
boy. It's gonna be small and it's gonna be still. You feel me?
You just gotta read the signs.
He gonna say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it happened multiple times. He gonna keep telling you. He ain't afraid to repeat himself.
Yeah, because like I say all the time, like, and when I used to say this, I was like, man, my God, gangster. So people, when I used to say that, people like, huh? Because they interpret as gangster as a different type of. I was like, man, God ain't weak.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he'll get you together if he need to. So that's not gonna come from a weak individual. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's two things I always say is, my God, gangster, and I always say, man, your faith ain't got nothing on mine because I'm spoiled by God. Mm-hmm. I'm God's favorite. Yeah, that's like sometimes people like, man, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm His favorite.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know what He gonna let you get away with.
Right.
But I'm His favorite. But at the end of the day, like I felt it when you was just saying that, like you was like, man, I was crying. Like, man, I was over here like, dang, I felt that. Like I could tell like you serious about it. Mm-hmm. And that's dope, man. Yeah. So with all the old music, you just like, so would you pull it down or would you just
like my secular music?
Yeah,
I haven't pulled it down yet, but I do plan to. I do plan to pull it down.
Why would you pull it down so people can kind of see like
the
where
growth
you came from? So I wouldn't think it's good to pull it down. I think it stays there because sometimes people just think
they can see the growth. They'll be able to see the growth and say, "Oh, okay," you get what I'm saying? And
then they think you just like, it goes back to my God gangster comment. Like sometimes people just think you just, oh man, he's a church boy. He's
polished.
Like he was never. You was never. You know what I'm saying? Right. That was a good. You know what I'm saying? A good word for it.
The only reason I don't want to really keep it out is because it's not pushing the message that I want to push. Like it's not leading souls to Christ, and that's really that's my only goal. Now it ain't my main. That's my only goal. That's all I really want to do now. So I mean, my old music ain't really matching up with that goal. So it's gotta go.
So like when you go, when you go to like picnics, like there's other people in there. Is you like Sharif or Minister Society, or when he's like, hey, you need to put that, stop doing that, or you like you more gangster with it, like, hey, you understand what I'm saying? Like, is you more judge? Sometimes when people like I had a buddy like that, and he started going to. First of all, let me show you nuts. This is another way how God can. He liked it a female, and she was into church, so he started following her to church just to get her.
Right.
But he ended up getting with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was God probably way of, you know what I'm saying, putting, you know what I'm saying, getting them over there. So like, he was like, man, he kind of like stopped hanging with me. I'm like, dude, okay, I understand you know what I'm saying, you into that. You understand that's where I came from. I know everything about that. Like now, if I'm enticing you to do things, that's different. But I'm saying sometimes people when they start going that route, they be more judgmental to your life.
That's true.
I feel what you're saying.
So that's why I'm saying, like, if we had a picnic and then it's like I'm your brother and I'm kicking it with you Saturday, but just because you went around the track before me, don't mean I'm never gonna get there. Right. I'm still in the same race. You just beat me.
Right.
So that's why I was saying, like, sometimes, like, when people get there before you, they kind of be judgmental.
Which if they're in that life, they walk that way, they shouldn't be judging you at the end of the day.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like when you thought, hey, listen, I thought you weren't supposed to judge. I know what you're doing, but why are you judging me and you pushing me off? That it kind of is contradicting the whole thing that you got going on right now.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
But see, they'll say that they're not judging you.
Yeah.
But they judging you. And that's why I say all the time, like, you just beat me there. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing about, like, I'm saying, like, I connected too with him on that level. Because I'm like, I see that that's what he want. He want to bring people to God. But I was like, I think God has a date for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you can rush your date. And the reason why I say this is I was telling somebody one time, he was like real, like, into it. And then I was like, and he did music too. And I said, man, I was like, you don't think you'll do music again? He's like, no, I'm done. Jesus, man, he drinking and cursing them back again. You know what I'm saying? And I could throw that back in his face, like, you was at the picnic, like, y'all shouldn't be smoking weed. Y'all gonna get, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, because then people remember that, like, oh, look at this dude. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say I think you merge into it and, you know what I'm saying, not be judgmental. What'd you think about that?
So, like, my whole thing, I want to lead souls to Christ through my music, of course, but that's telling them about who God is and what he can do for you, you know, his promises. And then just showing people my walk. Like, I try to post different things on social media and stuff. And a couple of my homeboys, they hit me up. They be like, bro, you really inspire me. You don't even realize it, bro. You really inspire me. Yeah. I've been reading my Bible a lot more, getting into God and stuff. And that's my whole thing. But I try not to be, I'm not a judgmental Christian, you feel me?
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Because I think you get further that way.
Yeah,
because it's more genuine. You know what I'm saying? It's way more genuine.
Because Jesus didn't hang around none but Christians,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like he hung with, with everybody. The disciples was all different. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if he did, then it's like, okay, well, all right, y'all good. I wouldn't have to go over there. I feel like he ain't have to be everywhere.
Yeah, that's what Jesus told him. He said, I ain't came here for the righteous, but I came to call the sinners to repentance.
Right, there you go.
Yeah, man, that's dope, man.
Right.
Man, I should have bought a tablet or something, man. Like, so who you ride with? TD Jakes or what's the other pastor name?
Donnie
McClurkin?
Is he a pastor?
Singer.
He's a singer.
Never
mind. So
we fall down.
He's a singer. My fault.
We get up.
That's that Rocc that was singing in the choir, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. They gave me a solo song in the choir, man. Oh, yeah, hey, one thing about church people, they'll sing you off too. They'll sing you off.
Hit a little bit up, bro.
I can't forget it. They gave what's his name?
Who that?
John P. Key.
I don't know who that.
Man, I'm in front of the church singing. I'm like, man, I can't sing. Where they like, go boy, I'm down there.
They hyping you up.
You could tell me I wasn't, man. You could tell me I wasn't on concert.
Yo.
Now I got older, man. I hear my voice, man. They sending me off, man.
They set you up, damn, man.
Yeah, dog.
Man, they was sending me off.
Who's the other pastor?
The one, man, we had the weed at the church. We had the people selling. Jamal Bryant. So how you feel? So how you feel about both of those?
He said he had the weed at the church.
Yeah, he was something. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, the way get quoted wrong.
No, I'm saying I ain't too familiar with it.
Yeah, but I think he was like trying to he was saying like get behind it or like, you know what I'm saying, something like that, like have it where I think he said it. Man, you want to look it up. I did my homework on it, but I forgot.
At least he can admit to it. feel me?
I ain't know he was gonna keep asking me. I thought he was just gonna answer the question. I thought he was gonna just start going in. He's like, I need to know the detail. I need to know when he need to get his LLC. I need to know it. I was like, man, I don't know all that, bro. Yeah. So we're just okay. So how you feel about TD Jakes?
I like TD Jakes. I mean, that was somebody I always seen during my childhood and stuff. You know, he's been around for a while, so I like TD Jakes.
Man, what's your favorite pastor? What you go to listen to all the time?
I listen to. Well, I watch a lot of Miles Monroe on the video.
Man, that's my
Miles
dude. That's my dude, man. That's my dude.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I like Miles Monroe.
He a little older.
Yeah, but, I think he passed away.
Yeah, he passed away, but I'm saying like his stuff a little older.
I caught on to him late.
I just got on this year because some of the Christian artists I've been listening to, like Alex Jean and Caleb Gordon and stuff, they listen to him a lot, and so I was like, well, let me check him out. Because
he be real. See, that's that God gangster moment. Like he older, but like man, he be spitting. Cause sometimes like when you go like to church, sometimes me and him were talking this before. They like kind of repeat the scriptures or kind of say the same stories. Man, this Bible is full of different things. Man, let me know about this, or let me know about that, or dang, some things you be finding out now. You be like, that was in there. I didn't know that. That you know what I'm saying? It was in there, or whatever. So I think that's how I started rocking with Miles Monroe.
Yeah, you're raw. Yeah. He teach you a lot about like the structure of the kingdom. Like he teach you the kingdom principles. Like, dang, who said it? I think it was Alex Jean, the Christian artist I'd be listening to, but he was on a podcast and he was talking about how a lot of people like to view God as like a president, as like a democracy, as like we got to say so in what's going on, but it's not like that. It's literally a kingdom. God is the king. So I like Miles Monroe because he teach you the principles of the kingdom.
Okay, I got one more question for
you.
And
I got one more after that.
Yeah, before
and then we get into the.
So why you gotta have one more after me?
Just one more.
You want to be like?
I'm competitive. Why I can't be?
It's okay if you want to have one more after that.
Okay, all right. Now you made me forget what I was about to say. Okay, how you feel about like? Okay, say like pastors pulling up to church and like Bentleys and stuff like that. Like, how you feel about that? I'm gonna tell you like what I think about it. Like, how do you feel? Do you think you supposed to be a pastor,
flashy like that, doing all that,
or a pastor broke and telling people about the Lord?
So what does it say about your God if the person that you serving, leaving you broke like that? Like you gotta
we thinking alike, dog.
I was about to say I don't see a problem with it because you don't know what they did on the front end, like what they did with their finances. You don't know what they did as far as their tithing, giving and stuff. So I mean, if you steward your money the right way, give God what's His first, He gonna give it back tenfold. You feel me?
I hear that. Have you ever heard of Pastor Thaddeus Matthews?
Thaddeus Matthews.
The cussing pastor.
I was about to say, man, I don't know too much, but I've heard.
I think he's a little bit too real.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
he's off the wall, man.
He's off the wall. So like, what you think about that though? Like, you think he's doing a little bit too much? I mean, he is very vulgar.
I mean, the word. Don't quote me. I don't remember exactly which verse it was, but it talked about using foul language. I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
the Bible say that you can use foul language.
It don't specifically say, oh, you should not curse. Don't say these words, but it talks about using foul language. So.
Yeah, because that's why I was there. That's why I was thinking too. I said, man, I was like, sometimes like I'd be just thinking about off the wall stuff, and I was just like, man, I want to know, was Moses getting head back in the day?
Wow.
What's wrong with that, man? Hey man, why do y'all think I'm tripping?
Jay, you got another question, bro? You want to talk to him?
That was my last question, but he just can't.
Put it.
Yo, put that Bible in his face.
What's wrong with that? That's not it. I don't know. I'm with the Bible. I'm just saying these just like I'm saying everything that be in the Bible. That's what I'm saying. Right. See, I got to keep breaking down my craziness for y'all.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't say your initial thought, but you need to process it. And
I need to process it. No, I was just saying like certain things. Like I be coming across certain things, it be saying like because what made me think about that is when you said about the cursing. Now, if you just told somebody that, they will automatically, without even going to research, like he don't know what he talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I was just saying like things of, because what they say like ain't nothing new under the sun. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I was just saying like all the stuff that be going on now is like was that going on then? You get what I'm you get what I'm trying to say, man. You get what I'm saying?
He trying to make it sound good,
but I'm saying because I'm like I ain't see nothing like that in there, so I was just trying to see like that's you know what I'm saying. So it just be that's what I said. My questions be like
off the
different.
wall.
Yeah, it'd be different, but
off the wall.
Yeah. See, I'm like, cause I'm always a researcher and a learner. I learn on my own. And
I get you.
Things like that, man. So switch the topic, man. What you think about the he wasn't the pastor, but they asked him something the other day, and he just froze. The politician. You ain't see that? So you don't.
I be in my own little world.
Dang, so what you be doing?
Reading that Bible. Driving, reading the Bible, listening to music, right?
So anything of my other questions ain't really gonna really.
It's about stuff that's going on like social media and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't too much keep up with.
So you don't got social media?
I do. I got it. I just don't keep up with stuff that's going on.
Oh, okay. So you only follow Christian people?
Not all Christian people, but
right.
But like. Too much of the like all the blogs and stuff, all the like Say Cheese and World Star and all that.
If I see you commenting one of them, I'm DMing you and I'm saying, "Hey, you lied on our podcast."
Man, I ain't lying, man. You wanna go check?
I saw you liking that big booty, and I'm saying, "Hey, man." So
none of that.
I know you see it, man. I'm just playing around though, man. OD serious with it, man. You gotta have fun with it, man, because man, people always think, man, when it's about Lord and God, it's always corny.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And lame, and that's not what it is. So right, I'm like,
facts,
you know what I'm saying? I'm just joking any day, but I'm like, God laughs.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got a sense of humor.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So man, what you got going on in the future, man? As a Christian rapper,
you know, so I got some stuff with the Army finna come up, so I'm gonna have to take I'm gonna have to take a couple months off, but I got
a lot. Army?
Yeah.
So you think would God approve you being in the Army?
Why wouldn't he? There's people in the Army that need to be led to God.
But what if you got to go shoot somebody?
Hey,
how would that?
I'm gonna become a chaplain or something, so I can.
But that's a good question though.
Right? Actually, when I was in basic training, like we went to church, we asked the pastor. I can't remember exactly what he said, but we was asking him that because like that was a question that I had. Like,
oh, okay.
Like, what if I had to go to war and then? Mm-hmm. But it's like, cause you know it's a sin, but at what point does it become murder? Like that's what I used to be thinking about. Like at what point does it become murder? Like if you just senselessly killing somebody for no reason, then yeah, that's murder. But if it's like
they come in your house,
I was about to say you protecting yourself, protecting your family, you protecting your camp, then is that really murder? But I don't know. That's
man, you answered that well because most of the time people are just trying to find something in something that justify what they doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, that's why I was asking you, man, like what you had coming up in the future. Right. So man, we got your cereal right here, man. Lucky Charms,
which is one of his favorite guys. Lucky Charms was his favorite that he chose. So what we do in this segment, we're going to go over a bowl of cereal, but we want to know the most fondest memory he had while eating Lucky Charms. So we want to get a little insight, you feel me, while we go ahead and eat along with him. So we find out like what made you pick Lucky Charms out of any other cereal that's on the show. Serial Killers Podcast.
You have any memories about Lucky Charms?
I make sure y'all subscribe to the channel.
I ain't going to count to you. I don't.
You don't?
No.
So what?
That's just one of my memories. I mean, that's just one of my cereal I like.
So you don't remember? So you always just had Lucky Charms. You ain't never had government cereal? You just was fortunate. You just always had Lucky Charms. Huh?
They were balling, boy.
Nah.
You ain't never had King Vitamin?
We wasn't balling.
King Vitamin?
No.
And every time King Vitamin made me think about King Beef. Remember King Beef on Martin?
No. The dude with the taco meat?
Yeah.
I didn't even know I was in there. I didn't even know I was in there, King Beef.
Oh, man. Hey, and he wanted 1% milk.
Yeah.
I don't know what they doing with this percents,
Not
man.
the 2% that I'll ask
These
for.
percents, these 1%,
Hello.
and oh man, I know we ain't going to no text messages. I told him to send me a promo for his picture, and I sent a picture. He had a silk shirt on. I said, man, this not that type of podcast.
Tell the truth, shame the devil, man. Tell the truth, shame the devil.
He had a silk shirt on.
That'd be for real, bro.
And he had the what's the name? The sandals that go between your toes.
Oh, the little the little thong.
Yeah, I said, hey man,
Whatever they call that.
I said, I don't know what you got going on, but that we gonna say that.
Right.
Real, bro. Now, this man text me. He talking about. He just came out the blue. Hey, send me a pic. I didn't even know what he talking about. I'm like, hold on now, this ain't that type of fun.
Hey, I sure did say that. I said, hey, send me a pic. He said, hey man, what? I had to go back and read it. I said, oh yeah, that was a little loud.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah,
huh?
but then he sent the silk shirt. And then with
Man, be for real, bro.
hey, they know I gotta throw gas on them. They know I gotta go gas on it, man. All right, man, we finna try these Lucky Charms, and I'm gonna give you my rate on a 1 to 10 to see if OD favorite cereal is lit or is not lit. First of all, these marshmallows is too hard.
You ain't even bought them yet.
I already know, cause I tried them before.
This is marshmallows too hard. I need to get a napkin.
You need a napkin. That's how you eat at home.
What happened? That's why.
No, man. Okay. But these marshmallows they just a little trippy.
What's so trippy about it? They
It
fine.
just tastes like
They good to me.
it tastes like Cheerios with marshmallows in it. They tried to trick us.
In a
Well,
nutshell.
did, bro. They just made it in a different shape.
We said they really did.
They made it in a different shape.
So the hidden dragon reveals. I don't know. Is that a leprechaun? Okay. All right.
Yeah, Lucky Charms, this is a leprechaun.
And cereal's starting to cost too, man. This little bitty box, $3. I said, man, they tweaking. But I'm gonna rate this cereal right here, and I give it a 0. These marshmallows is not getting soft. They too hard, and I don't like the colors.
You just poured the milk in there. You got good time for it to get soft.
You must have got salt.
So I just wait like soup.
Not soup, bro.
You must have got salt.
So you want some soggy cereal? You want soggy cereal? I don't like it hard.
You just talking about me? We got
Pause.
milk, but he got milk everywhere over there. Oh man, you need a bib on.
Nah, it's because damn marshmallow stuff freaking.
Well, I know OD gonna rate it as a what? 10. It's your favorite cereal. You don't got no mirrors on the cereal. Do you eat cereal now?
I mess
What's
up.
the
with
last?
cereal.
What's the last cereal you ate?
Cinnamon toast crunch.
I don't like that either.
I
I
rock
don't
with
like nothing with cinnamon.
No, the cinnamon so it stain the bowl too much.
I don't know. I'm starting to think you like every cereal.
Man, I love cereal, bro.
I see.
That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, yo, you really messed up back then when I ain't really had like that. Listen, cereal saved my life, bro.
The last cereal I had some cereal there, some Honey Nut Cheerios. But you know they banging when you put bananas in them.
No,
Y'all ain't never put bananas in Honey Nut Cheerios.
What's wrong with you?
Hey man, if y'all people out there,
you watch too much TV.
Don't listen to
y'all ain't never did.
I know people who do it, but hell no.
Jenny looking at me like,
I'll put slice of banana in there.
man, you slice, man, you just got
That's some Chicago thing.
get bougie with the, you got to get the
You get-
bougie with the
yeah,
cereal.
you get
You know what I'm
bougie.
saying?
You
Bougie
get
with the get bougie with the cereal. You know what I'm saying? So you take just a little bit of the banana, slice it up, then save it for the second bowl. I don't know who eats
So you
three
eat
bowls.
you eat 2 bowls in one time?
You eat one bowl of cereal?
Yeah, it's a big bowl.
You like Pops.
Yeah, yeah, just like that. It's a big bowl of cereal though. It ain't no little skimpy bowl.
Hey man, I'm not gonna finish the cereal. Hey, OD man, what you gotta say about to the people And next time, man, we gonna drink my milk, man. I'm tired of the 2%, the 1%.
I thought 1% was your milk.
No.
You sure about that?
0.
What you drink?
And we're gonna have to do a rewind on the last episode that we had with the big homie Big Hoss. I swear he said he like 1% milk, but we'll get to that later.
Jay, what I say, bro? Read that message.
Any
What
milk,
is that?
bro, hold to 1% almond oat.
Hey, you'll hear to it. He picked 1%.
Cause he like 2%. I was trying to keep. I was
Okay,
trying to do the math.
who like 1% though?
I was trying to do the math.
But who
What's
like
closer
1?
to 2%? I think about the people first. I think about me last. But see,
which one was yours on
Hey,
that
because
one?
I got cussed out last episode. It was like, when you start drinking 2% milk. I was like, no, I don't.
Oh, you got a lot of backlash
I
for
said,
that?
I just drunk it because Jay, you know what I'm saying? I'm a follower. I just drunk. He gonna lead me to hell.
Yo, I didn't, man. I didn't clean up them boys.
All right, OD, man. Thanks for coming, man. What you got to say to people, man, before you go, man? Great interview. My man is serious about the Lord.
For sure,
man, DM him if you need to talk about the Lord, some knowledge, because, man, he got it, man. And,
good energy,
and he got
man.
He got them dope records, too. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play that joint, man, before we leave here, man, because the people could just hear me gas it up, but I need them to hear it to,
Facts.
you know what I'm saying?
For themselves.
You gonna shoot a video for it?
I'm thinking about it. We got another one, my brother. Me and him definitely finna shoot a video.
Okay. Let me see. Let me find it. Let me see. Did I pay my Apple Music bill?
Hey, that popped up on mine the other day. It was a problem with your bill.
They be trying to take it off my cash app. I be having my cash
It's
app
better
off.
you connected to that so you can control it better.
That's what we need to get the next Rico, Apple.
Let me see, man. They done went up to like $10.99.
They're getting a check.
Yeah, man.
Pay $5.
I think I can get around it, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me see.
Yeah, this is being recorded live
put it
on
up,
air, by
man.
the way, guys. It's being recorded live on air that he's trying
Oh,
to
yeah,
get
go
around
right here.
with Apple Music.
I was trying to get around. Oh, dang. I was trying to see. Oh, here you go, right here. Here you go. I'm sorry, y'all. My Apple Music. Okay, there we go. This it right here. All right, man. We're going to leave on this note. And this is OD's song right here. Let me tell you.
Like you lost
Holy Spirit, have your way.
By the King of Kings, by the Lord of Lords, over Jireh, I'm more, oh, D.
I had to pay a few times.
Let me tell you about the King of Kings, made me clean, cause really I done seen some things. Let me tell you about Jehovah Jireh, soul's provider, bigger than the ocean body. Let me tell you about the Lord of Lords, who open doors, gotta need more and more. Let me tell you about him, my God. Let me tell you about him, my God. Let me tell you about the King of Kings. Let me tell you about the Lord of Lords. Let me tell you about Jehovah Jireh, gotta need more and more. Let me tell you about him, my God. Say, let me tell you about him, my God. Let me tell you about him, my God. Say, let me tell you about my God. I done walked up through the flames. I've been in the smoke.
All right, man, we out of here. Jay, what you got to say to people? I'm Rocc.
I'm Jay Mazor, singer-songwriter, man. We here with my brother from another Hollywood Rock, and we got OD in the building, man. Serial Killaz Podcast. The one and only. Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Do that.
And make sure y'all hit OD with the follow, man. OD the Major, man. Y'all know the vibes.
And don't buy Lucky Charms, man. The marshmallow's still hard.
We out here.